There's a crack in your wall and you keep patching it. You patched it in the spring and it came back in the fall. So you patched it again, but better this time, better materials, and it came back in the same spot, a little wider. And at some point, patching the crack became a normal part of your year. It was just part of the seasonal routine, a thing you just do now. And you stopped asking the only question that actually matters, which is, why does this exact crack keep coming back in the exact place? The answer is that the crack was never the problem. The crack is what a load-bearing problem looks like from where you're standing. Hi, I'm Veronica Dietz, founder of Taiki Digital Agency, your diagnostic strategist and growth advisor. This is the show where we look at the patterns that keep smart founders stuck and name them clearly enough that you cannot unsee them. This is the aligned edit. Let's edit the noise and look at what's actually happening. I wanted to define a term that I am constantly using because I use it constantly and I've never really sat down and actually explained it. Okay, I have a few times, but maybe this is your first time. So let me get into it because I really want you to understand what load-bearing issue actually means. It's the center of how I think about businesses, and once you have it, you start seeing your own situation completely differently. So let's build it out properly. Start with the house, because the term comes from houses. In any structure, some walls are just walls. They divide the rooms, they hold the paint, you knock them down on a weekend, and the house is fine. And some walls are load-bearing. They're holding up everything above them and below them, next to them. They don't look any different from a regular wall. Same drywall, same paint. You'd never know from the surface. But one of them you can remove with a sledgehammer on a free Saturday when you were inspired to open the space up. And the other one you remove, and the second floor is coming down on your head. So, a business is the same. You've got 100 issues at any given moment. The way every house has 100 little things. And most of them are regular walls. Annoying, sure. Worth fixing eventually. But you could leave them and the business stands. And then somewhere in there is a load-bearing issue. One problem that's quickly holding up a whole section of how the business works or fails to work. And the thing about a load-bearing issue is that it doesn't announce itself as a load-bearing issue. It shows up looking exactly like all the other problems. Sometimes even more quieter than the other problems. It just happens to be the one problem everything else is resting on. So here is how you tell the difference. And this is the whole skill, really. A regular issue, you fix it and it stays fixed. A load-bearing issue, you fix it and it comes back. Or it comes back somewhere else, wearing a different outfit, so you don't even recognize it as the same problem. That's the tell. That's the crack that keeps coming back in the same spot. When you solve something and it returns, you do not have a stubborn problem. You have a symptom of a load-bearing issue. And you've been treating the symptom, which is why it keeps regenerating. The crack keeps coming back because the foundation is still shifting. And you keep filling the crack, and the foundation does not care how nice your spackle job is. Let me make this concrete. See what I did there? Because in business, the crack is so sneaky. A founder comes to me and says, I have a hiring problem. I keep hiring the wrong people. And we've been through 3 project managers in 2 years. So she wants help hiring better job descriptions, better interview process, a recruiter maybe. That's the patch. And I ask a few questions. And it turns out every one of those project managers quit or got pushed out for the same reason. They couldn't actually make decisions because she never actually let them. Because she can't let anyone hold anything because the business is built so that everything roots through her. The hiring isn't the issue. The hiring is the crack. The load-bearing issue is that she built a business that structurally cannot let anyone else be competent. You can hire her, the best project manager on earth, and the person would be gone in 8 months or less because the wall is fine. The foundation is the thing rejecting them. Another one, a founder says, my marketing isn't working. I need new content, new funnel, new strategy, patch. And you look and the marketing is actually well made. It's good work. It's just not converting. And you keep pulling the thread and it turns out she doesn't believe in the offer anymore. She outgrew it a year ago. And the disbelief is leaking into everything. The marketing is technically fine and emotionally hollow because she's selling something she privately is done with. The marketing isn't the issue. The marketing is the crack. The load-bearing issue is an offer that no longer matches the founder, and you can rebuild the funnel 9 times, and the next funnel will also be technically fine and emotionally hollow because the foundation has not moved. You see the pattern. The presenting problem, the thing they came in worried about, is almost always a wall. And the actual issue, the one generating the recurring problem, is load-bearing and one layer down. And almost everyone spends their time, money, and energy on the wall because the wall is where the crack is visible. And the foundation is invisible until you go looking for it on purpose. So why does this matter so much? Why am I making a whole episode out of one distinction? Because the difference between fixing a wall and fixing a load-bearing issue is the difference between the money working and the money disappearing. When you fix a regular issue, your investment holds. You spend the time, you spend the money, problem solved, value created, done. When you spend the same time and money on the wall while the load-bearing issue sits there untouched, you don't just fail to fix it. You lose the investment. You lose something worse. You lose your faith that anything works because you did the thing, you hired the person, you rebuilt the funnel, you bought the program, and it didn't work. And you don't understand why. And now you're starting to believe maybe the problem is unfixable. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's all these bad hires. Maybe it's all these bad investments. That's the real cost, not just the wasted spend, the slow erosion of your belief that your business can actually be fixed. When the truth is, you've been fixing the wrong wall brilliantly over and over. A load-bearing issue ignored doesn't stay the same size either. That's the other thing. It's going to compound because everything you built on top of it. Every new offer, every hire, every system gets stacked onto the same shifting foundation. So the structure gets taller and the crack gets wider, and eventually repair gets more expensive and more disruptive every single quarter you wait. The cheapest time to fix a load-bearing issue was a while ago. The second cheapest time is now, before you build another floor on it, before you hire another contractor, before you invest in something new. So my work, the entire job is to walk into the house, your business, and figure out which wall is load-bearing, to look past the crack you're worried about and find the foundation it's reporting on, to tell you this thing you think is the problem, the hiring, the marketing, the churn, the cash flow, that's a wall. Leave it for now. The other thing, the one you weren't even looking at, that one that doesn't really feel like the emergency. That's the load bearing issue. That's where every dollar should go. We want to fix that and watch how many of our other cracks quietly start coming back because they were never separate problems. They were all the same foundation reporting in from different rooms. That's actually the most satisfying part of my work. I really feel like that is just so delicious to uncover. Because when you find the real load bearing issue and name it, half of the client's other complaints just resolve on their own because they were never independent. The hiring problem and the burnout problem and the can't take a vacation problem and the everything roots through me problem turn out to be one issue wearing 4 different outfits, masking as 4 different presentations of people. You fix the one and 4 cracks close. That's how you know you found the load-bearing one. The whole house settles. Here's why you can't usually find it alone. It's not because you're not capable. It's because you live in the house. You've walked past the load-bearing wall 10,000 times, and it is invisible to you precisely because it's always been there. It's part of the scenery. It's part of its character. It's just how your business is. The thing that's most foundational to your problem is usually the thing you've stopped being able to see as a problem at all because it's been normal for so long. It takes someone who doesn't live there, walking in fresh, going, why is everyone organized around this one strange wall? So you've got a crack that keeps coming back. The problem you've solved 3 times that keeps returning in a slightly new shape. The thing you've spent real money on that refuses to stay fixed. Stop patching the crack. The crack is doing its job, which is pointing at the foundation. The question was never, how do I fix this again? The question is, what is the symptom of? That is what we do in a direction session. So it's 1 hour, it's $500. You bring me the crack you keep patching. I find the wall that's actually load bearing, and you stop spending money on the foundation's system. If that's a big investment for you, I do not want to push you, pressure you, convince you to make it. I have a free offer called Why This Feels Off. You can grab it on my site. I will include it in the show notes. It's a PDF guide that's going to be delivered to you. Plus, you'll have 5 days of me sending you questions to get to the load-bearing issue. You can respond to me and we can brainstorm back and forth via email. And I will also include my diagnostic partner. It's an AI I designed around the diagnostic process and my direction sessions. Now, it will not diagnose you. It's not its job. That's what I'm here for. I can't trust my AI agent to be giving you these load-bearing insights and direction. So if you do get to that point where you're not uncovering the load-bearing issue on your own, it will direct you to talk to me and book a session. That's still far-fetched from your pocket, but you are serious from the work. $500 is too big of an investment. Follow me on Threads. Every once in a while, I release my calendar for gifted sessions, and I do give out free sessions to those who need it, those who cannot make that $500 investment and are very serious about making their business grow and fixing that load-bearing issue. This is not for someone to take advantage of it when they're making 5 figures, 4 figures, 6 figures, 10 figures a month. Okay, you can afford the $500 direction session to get to that load-bearing issue because you know that ROI is going to be huge. Well, that's it for today. I really hope this moved something, changed something for you in the best way. I really want you to win. Find me on Threads at the Veronica Dietz, or just shoot me an email. If you like to hear my daily observations, you can always sign up for the read Monday through Friday, except for national holidays. I will send you a short, quick, easy to digest and indulge on just a little observation that might shift the way you're thinking or inspire you or locate your load bearing issue. Well, that's it. Thank you for listening. Please leave a review or share with a friend or both. I'm just a small creator who's trying to make a big impact. Till next time, talk soon.